Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today we are going to talk some more about It Ends With Us, specifically the scandal that's going on right now. I'm not talking about this because I want to. This is very frustrating for me to have to look up everything that's going on with this thing because there's so much out there. There's so many YouTubers out there that are talking about this. We've got Popcorn Planet. Excuse me. You've got Candace Owens. You've got Megan Kelly. You've got Ben Shapiro. I mean, you've got The Quartering. I mean, Tim Pool. Everybody's talking about this damn thing. And it's not even a good movie, okay? The movie sucks. The movie sucks. And that's what I do. I review the movies. I review the chick flicks here. I give you a straight man's point of view. But I can't talk about this movie without talking about the scandal, okay? Because it has a lot to do with the movie, okay? And every day there's new updates. Every day something else is going on here, you know? Honestly, I feel like I'm gossiping here, you know, because this is none of my business, okay? I really don't care about Blake Lively. I don't care about Justin Baldoni. I've heard of Blake Lively. Obviously, I knew who she was, but I'd never heard of Justin Baldoni. I mean, this guy's not a real man. This guy is a wuss, okay? He doesn't represent masculinity. He actually wrote a book on how to not be masculine. Okay, I mean, that's the kind of guy this guy is. That's the kind of guy he is, okay? He's a closeted homosexual. He presents himself that way. Now, maybe he's not, but he's faking it. He's faking it because he wants to keep working in Hollywood. And he knows that the only way they're going to cast a straight white man in Hollywood is if he acts kind of gayish, if he's non-threatening. You know, if he leaves his testosterone at the door. Okay, that's the only way they'll ever get cast. Okay, because you always got to make the woman strong. Okay, you cannot have strong men in movies anymore, okay? Now, that's about to change, obviously. We won an election, so all that's about to change, okay? All the DEI stuff is getting rid of, okay? I mean, Doge, I don't care what your political affiliation is, okay? But it has already been uncovered that a lot of what Hollywood was doing was subsidized by the government, okay, by the Biden administration, okay? They were giving them a lot of money to make sure that the men act like sissies and that the women act like they've got 14-inch, dongs, all right? Or, woman king type stuff, okay? And that was on purpose, all right? Because, you would think, like, why the hell are all these movies the same thing? How come the women are all strong and independent, don't need a man, but the men are all weak and stupid or evil, okay? Well, why is this happening? Okay? Like, they're not making money. They're losing money off these movies. Why does Hollywood keep doing it? Well, now we know why. Because the government was giving them money. That's why, because they're being subsidized to do it. You want some money? Here, make sure you show this in your movie. Okay, and so they're like, okay, we're just going to pretend that we care about women's right and feminism and LGBTQ representation, Black Lives Matter, and all that stuff that wasn't real. Okay, the public never wanted that. Okay, hell, even the studios didn't want it. They just wanted to keep getting money from the government. That's why they did it. Okay, now it's all coming to light now, okay? I mean, we always suspected. I mean, and most of us kind of in the back of our minds, we knew that was the truth, but we didn't have any evidence, so we couldn't say anything. And now we got the evidence. The receipts are right there. It's unbelievable how corrupt our government was, okay? I mean, it's insane, but that's not what the point I'm talking about here. The point is that now there's going to be some changes, okay? But you got to remember the stuff that's going to come out now because of the change in the political climate. We're not going to see that stuff for another 2 or 3 years. Okay, so don't hold your breath. Okay, just because we won an election doesn't mean that the TV shows and the movies are going to change overnight. They're not. For the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to keep getting crap that was put in during the Biden administration. I mean, stuff like this. I mean, I just watched. Actually, yes, I did. I know I should have done it. But I actually went to the movie theater. I took my son and we went to go see the new Captain America movie. Yes, I paid money. I gave money to Disney to go see it. And it was crap. It was. Okay. And you could tell that the movie had an agenda. Like they honestly thought that Harris was going to win the election. Okay. And that Trump was going to go to jail. Okay. So they built a plot around this. Obviously, this movie was written during Black Lives Matter at the height of that. Okay, to 2020, whatever. Okay, 2021, whenever that was. That's when they wrote this movie because that was definitely what the main message behind the movie was supposed to be. Okay, that was the message they're trying to really hit home with the audience. And if things had gone their way, that's how it was supposed to go. Okay, But clearly, the political climate did not accept this stuff, and they had to do some last minute rewrites, some reshoot, a lot of reshoots. Okay, and you could tell this movie was patched together. Okay, it had no coherent plot. There was no. You know, how, like when you see a really good movie, there's a message underneath it. There's a good message in there. Something that's gonna make you think. Something that makes you question. Maybe you'll question your values or what you thought was right, or maybe just draw some attention on something that you're not used to paying attention to. The best movies do that. They have a message behind all the great acting and the photography and the scenery and the special effects. Okay, behind that, all that, it's got to be a movie's got to have a heart. Okay, it's got to have an emotional connect. It's got to make an emotional connection with the viewer in order to get you invested. Okay, that can be done through the story, it can be done through the characterization, through the music, all sorts of tools that you use to get that emotional investment from the audience. Okay, but the best movies have a theme. They're trying to tell you something. Okay, they're using entertainment to drive a message home, a good message. Okay, ones that'll make you think. Maybe it's something you haven't thought about in a long time. But that's the heart of these movies. Okay, Rocky, for example, the first Rocky movie wasn't a great movie because the special effects were good. Okay, or anything like that. Okay, it wasn't. Okay, it was it was made very cheaply. Okay, Stallone was a nobody at the time. Okay, but what was good about it was that it had a message. It had a message that people related to. Men related to that. Men that wanted more from their lives and what they were doing. That if only I could have a shot at doing something important, I could have the things that I want. Rocky's message was like, okay, yeah, at the end of the movie, he lost. He lost. Okay, so he didn't become champion of the world. Okay, or anything like that. He didn't get smarter. None of that stuff happened. But he lost. Okay, but what he did get is he got the woman that he loved, and he got to believe in himself, which is something that it was underlined. It was underlying everything that happened in the movie. Is that Rocky did not like who he was. He really, really hated himself, and this bothered him. He knew he wasn't smart. He had no education. He knew he wasn't going to amount to anything. He wasn't even really that good of a boxer. I mean, he was, but he didn't realize his potential. Okay, nobody realizes, except for Mickey, realized his potential, that he could actually be really good if he applied himself, but he didn't apply himself. You see what I mean? He really had nothing to live for. Okay, he was depressed about it. It's a guy who was a loser, but he knew he was a loser. He knew it. Okay, and by the end of the movie, he had a confidence. For me, the first Rocky movie is over at the point where he runs up the steps and you hear that "Gonna Fly Now" theme. To me, the movie's over right there because it doesn't matter if he fights Apollo now. Okay, at the end of that, when he runs up those steps, which I have done, by the way, I actually ran up those steps in Philadelphia. I actually did that. Okay. The movie, when he runs up those steps, for me, the movie is effectively over because when he gets up there and he starts dancing by himself on top of the steps, okay, by himself, he's realized that he's succeeded. He believes in himself now. That's something he never did before. Okay, so he's already won. Okay, he didn't have to fight Apollo. He's going to because that's what you paid to see in the movie, but he's already won. He already did something better for himself than he ever thought he could. He's done better than he ever thought he could. Okay, he's already won. You see, and he's already got the woman that he loves. He's got that now. He's got something to live for now. People know who he is now. He's not a loser anymore. He's not a nobody from the streets like he was afraid that he would end up being. You see what I mean? That's the heart. It wasn't the budget. It wasn't the special effects. It wasn't the great acting. I mean, the acting was very good. Don't get me wrong. The soundtrack was incredible. Okay, I mean, Bill Conti was an incredible composer. Everyone knows that soundtrack, all right? And they invented the Steadicam. This was the first time they ever used a Steadicam in a movie. Okay, was in Rocky. It was invented for the movie. Now it's standard procedure. Okay, so there was a lot of talent involved, but not a lot of money. You see what I mean? But it doesn't matter because it had heart. It was telling you something that you could feel in your heart and resonate to, something you haven't felt in a long time. Or maybe it was something you were afraid of. This movie gave you the solution to that. So what, you didn't win. Okay, you had everything. You had love. People cared about you. People respected you. So what the fuck more do you want out of life? You see? Instead of crying about what you don't have or the shots you never took, look at what you do have. Look at what you do have. You see, that's the underlying message, okay? This movie, It Ends With Us, is trying to give us a message about domestic violence, okay? But it fails at that. Okay? Because the script doesn't really work. It was written by a woman, obviously an unattractive, horny woman, So what does she do? She writes, romance novels, okay, which is what this is, okay? It ends with us, but it's about domestic violence because, of course it is. Men are all assholes, okay? That's the Hollywood trope right there, okay? Men are always assholes, okay? Whenever the woman's main character, the men are the shitheads, okay? It always works that way, okay? And this movie's just another example of that, okay? This movie has no heart, okay? It's trying to have heart, but it doesn't because it keeps conflicting with itself, all right? And there's a lot of reasons for that, okay? But what I want to talk about today here is what I really want to do is finish up the scandal. Let's get the scandal out of the way so I can actually review the movie now. Okay, it ends with us, okay? I want you to know why I don't like this movie, okay? It has nothing to do with the fact that it's about a woman. Fuck that, okay? Some of the best movies I've ever seen were about a woman. Okay, Titanic was about a woman, okay? And I love that movie. Okay, I actually enjoyed Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise was a great movie. I'd never seen it before until I reviewed it a couple years ago for this channel. It was great. Okay, and yes, I have reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City. It's on this channel. If you don't believe me, I've reviewed every single episode and the movies and that piece of crap new show, and Just Like Crap. I reviewed every episode of that too, okay? Why did I do that? Because I enjoyed Sex and the City. I loved that show. It was a great show. It was entertaining. Was it realistic? Fuck no. It had nothing to do with the reality. Okay, I know. You do this thing because it's about a strong, independent women, and men can't handle it. No, fuck that noise. The women they got right. The men they got wrong. Okay, they know nothing about straight men. That's what happens when a movie's made by a bunch of fucking ugly, unattractive feminists and gay guys. That's what you get. You get crap. The men aren't represented like real men. Okay, and it's the same thing with this movie. It is with us. The men aren't represented like real men. There's no real men in this movie. Nowhere. Every man is a soy boy, a wimp, a pussy, okay, a coward, a beta male, okay, evil, okay, or an idiot. Every single one. It makes no sense. It's not realistic. Okay, you know what it is? It's a jerk off set. It's like when you watch porn. Ladies, you ever watch porn? Okay, you ever watch that? Okay, I mean the way like here comes the pizza delivery guy, and you automatically get turned on and fuck him. Okay, like does that happen in real life? I'm sure it does, but does it happen a lot? No, hell no, it doesn't. Okay, why? Because it's a fucking fantasy. It's not real. It's not real. These are paid actors. You see what I mean? Okay, and that's what this is. It's fantasy. It's female fantasy where the woman's in charge. The woman overcomes anything despite the adversity of the strong man. Well, there's no really strong man in this movie. Okay, that kind of thing. Everything's a man's fault. Okay, you see what I mean? Nothing I do is my fault. It's always because of the men. Okay, I don't take any responsibility for my own actions. It's just that the men. Everything would be great if it wasn't for that man over there. You see what I mean? That's exactly what this is. All right, it's just more fucking chick flick crap. Most of the chick flicks I reviewed are the same way. Even the good ones. Okay, it's always about the men. The men are always pieces of shit, and that's why the women had to do what they did. Okay, and I'm sick of that narrative. I'm sick and tired of seeing it over and over again. Okay, but it's not going to stop because this is what women want to see. Okay, this is the money. Okay, we want to see this. This movie did very well. It had a $25 million budget, and it made $351 million. And I'm pretty sure most of that was because of the scandal, not because of the story. Okay, I know men didn't go see it. Okay, like I said, there's nothing there for us. Blake Lively's not really that attractive. She's okay, but I'm not going to go to war with Troy to win her over. Okay, and the topic, man. I mean, just what straight guy gives a shit about Justin Baldoni? None. Okay, that's the answer. None. Okay, but looking at the scandal here and the feud between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, I'm going to lean on Justin Baldoni, not because I like him, okay, not for any of that stuff. I don't think he's a real man, but I think that when you look at both sides, he's the one getting the short end of the stick here. He's the one that's getting shafted. He's the one that has more to lose. Okay, and because of all these recent developments, he's actually the one that actually started a website and is posting all his evidence, refuting all of her claims. He's putting it online. He's making it public. Okay, she's attacking him, and he's making it public. Okay, fine. You accuse me of this? Here, I got the receipts. Here are the text messages that I screenshotted. Here's what you said. Okay, blah, blah. He's actually posting it. Okay, so I don't think she realized this. I think Blake Lively was still living in Me Too. She thought it was still 2017, where you can just accuse any guy, okay, and get what you want. Okay, blackmail them into giving you what you want. Okay, it's not that way. Okay, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard proved that women do lie. Women do lie. Okay, you see what I mean? So I think she kind of shot herself in the foot here because she's the one that's coming out looking bad. And the more that I review the evidence here, the more stories I read here, I'm pretty sure that she's the one that started this whole thing. Okay, as a matter of fact, I came across some evidence here recently. If you ever watch like Ben Shapiro, okay, he's a Republican conservative. He's part of the Daily Wire. There's a lot of things about Ben Shapiro I do not like. Okay, I do not like how he treated Candace Owens. I don't like how he treated Brett Cooper. Okay, because he's the owner. He's one of the owners of the Daily Wire. Okay, I think he's kind of a snake in a bit. Okay, I don't like what he says about Israel so much. I know he's Jewish himself and blah blah blah. But to automatically take one side, is just like no. Okay, we're supposed to be impartial. Okay, but anyway, he's talking about this scandal here, and he came across an interview with Blake Lively. I did not see this until yesterday, okay? But my whole theory, so everyone's theory on this is that what happened is as Justin Baldoni is the writer, he's the producer, and he owns the rights to It Ends With Us. He bought them from Colleen Hoover. He was responsible for this movie, okay? He has a company called Wayfair Studios. He's the co-owner. He has a silent partner named Steve Horowitz. I think Steve Horowitz, and it's a Jewish, Steve Sarowitz, okay? And he's a multi-billionaire, okay? And he's the one that's funding Justin Baldoni's campaign against Blake Lively right now, okay? Justin Baldoni could not have fought back against Blake Lively's accusations in public if his partner Steve Sarowitz was not backing him financially, okay? So that's why. Okay, you've got basically Ryan Reynolds and his money going against Steve Sarowitz and his money. Okay, that's why this feud is going on the way it is, okay? It's because he's got the backing from his partner. His partner jumped in there and said, no, I'm not going to let her walk all over you. Okay, anyway, it was Justin Baldoni's movie. Okay, he made it. Okay, he hired everybody, blah, blah. Blake Lively hires an actress. Okay, now Blake Lively has a reputation of trying to take over the movies that she's in, because that's what her husband, Ryan Reynolds, did with the Deadpool franchise from Marvel. He took over that franchise. He was hired also as an actor. He ended up becoming a producer, a writer, everything. And he stole the movie away from director Tim Miller in the first Deadpool movie. Okay, that's why he didn't come back to direct the sequel. Okay, and he made sure that all the producers, all the staff members, the crew members that were working on the movie were people that Ryan Reynolds wanted there. Okay, so they're loyal to him. You see what I mean? He made sure of that. Okay, he made sure he had complete creative control over Deadpool and Wolverine. He was the one that's buddy with Hugh Jackman. He's the one that got him there. Okay, he even put Blake Lively in there to play Lady Deadpool in a cameo. She's wearing a costume the whole time, but it's her underneath the mask. Okay, and Ryan Reynolds even invented a character in the movie called Nice Pool, which was basically a parody of Justin Baldoni's character. Justin Baldoni, he's like, oh, nice, I'm a male feminist, and like that, who gets killed in the movie by Blake Lively's Lady Deadpool, all right, in front of a flower shop. Okay, no, I'm not kidding, okay? The movie takes place in a flower shop, all right? But in Deadpool, he gets killed in front of a flower shop. I'm not kidding. It's Lady Deadpool / Blake Lively that does it. I'm not making this up. There was a lot of passive-aggressive crap going on in Deadpool versus Wolverine. All right, so anyway, so Ryan Reynolds, because he's so successful, he got a lot of pull at Marvel. Well, maybe not so much anymore because of the scandal. Okay, he was teaching Blake Lively how to do this, how to take over a production. Like I said, Blake Lively's just an actress. She doesn't have the rights. She has nothing. She's not a producer. She's not a writer. She's not an editor. Nothing. Okay, so she started bullying Justin Baldoni. Okay, being a prima donna so that she could take over the movie. Now she controls the franchise, okay? And she managed to get the author, Colleen Hoover, on her side. She managed to get a lot of the cast members to go onto her side and basically made Justin Baldoni a pariah, okay? And he acquiesced to all her demands because he kind of had to. Otherwise, they're not going to make the release date. He's going to lose all this shitload of money from Sony. If they don't make the release date, he's gonna get sued by Sony. Okay, because they hired him to make this movie on time and during a certain budget. He had to use his own money to make Blake Lively's demands. Okay, because she's a prima donna. She wanted to pick out her own wardrobe. She didn't like what the wardrobe department put for her. She wanted to buy her. She wanted the studio to buy her a whole new set of clothes. Okay, she wanted her makeup done her way. She wanted to edit the movie. She wanted to do all these things, write her own scenes. She wanted to do all this stuff. Okay, that's what she wanted. And Justin Baldoni tried to make her happy, but she went too far. Okay, her and her husband had a meeting at her penthouse in Soho in New York, and the entire cast was there, and they basically berated him and they vilified him in front of everybody. Okay, and yet he still put up with it. So they could do the marketing, so he wouldn't rock the boat, so that she would do the marketing. During the marketing, she came across as a bitch. She started promoting her own products. She's got her own booze called Buzz. She's got her own hairline products, and she was promoting those during her interviews for this movie. She came across as a bitch. Okay, and so some journalists wrote that. Okay, well, she accused Justin Baldoni because she wants to take over the franchise. You see what I mean? She wants to get the rights. If she can catch Justin Baldoni doing something that breaks the morals clause of their contract, she can legally take over and get the rights herself. She's already the star of this movie. Okay, which means that she's going to be the producer. She's going to own the rights. Okay, for all the sequels. Because yes, Colleen Hoover wrote more than one book. Okay? And she's going to be in charge of all of it. She's going to become a fucking billionaire. Like her husband did with Deadpool. You see what I mean? So this is right out of the book. This is how you take over a movie. Okay? Now, a lot of people, if you're a Blake Lively fan, you're probably going to be like, no, she would never do that. I've seen her movies. She's so precious, and she's so concerned, and she's so lovable, and she's so loving, and I mean, she's just a strong, independent woman with such a kind, empathetic heart. She would never do anything like that, okay? I watch every episode of Gossip Girl, and I know how good she is. She's a wonderful, beautiful woman. You know. She would never do anything wrong. Okay, you might be one of those Blake Lively fans. Okay, I know they're out there. Okay, and her best friend is fucking Taylor Swift. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, who until the Super Bowl was probably the most loved white girl in the whole fucking world, especially by other white girls. Okay, pretty much every white woman from fucking 12 to goddamn 58 loves fucking Taylor Swift. All right, and there were BFFs until recently. Okay, because she got her involved in this crap. But anyway, the point is that she has a history of doing this. Okay, now there's no evidence to back this up. Okay, this is all hearsay. If you love Blake Lively, you were not going to believe any of this shit that I just said. You're not going to believe any of it. No. You just don't like strong, independent white women. That's our problem with you. You can't handle a woman being in charge for a change. And then, you're kind of bro code. That's all it is. That's the only reason you're making this video. It's because you hate women and you're internal misogyny. I know, a lot of you are doing that right now. Okay, but here, I got some evidence here. Okay, I saw a Ben Shapiro clip yesterday. Okay, and I want to play the audio. She was doing an interview. Okay, a lot of you don't believe that Blake Lively would ever do something like this. Okay, despite the fact that we all know that she cheated on her husband to be with Ryan Reynolds, and that Ryan Reynolds cheated on his wife Scarlett Johansson to be with him. Okay, despite that, we already know that. Okay, despite that, people have said that she actually look at some of her interviews. She actually does come across as a bitch. She tells her co-stars to shut up. She made fun of a journalist once, when she was pregnant. What about your bump? And it says you got a bump there. She's like, yeah. What about your bump? Well, the journalist wasn't pregnant. She was just overweight. You see what I mean? She put that this was in the interview. Okay, so I saw this video. Okay, this is Blake Lively. I'm gonna play the audio for you. Okay, it's the audio of Blake Lively, and you tell me if you think that she would ever do anything like this. Okay, because a lot of you are diehard Blake Lively fans. You cannot believe that Blake Lively would ever do anything wrong. It's all misogyny. It's all the patriarchy. It's all men, sexually harassing women and getting away with it. And once again, I know a lot of you think that. Okay, and like I said, I'm no fan of Justin Baldoni. I don't not like him. I think he's a piece of crap. Okay, he's just a suck dick who's trying to get work in Hollywood. So he's playing this male feminist, weak beta male in order to keep getting work. Okay, that he talks like a fucking therapist, for Christ's sake. He doesn't even talk like a real human being. Okay, and so like I said, I have no love for Justin Baldoni, but I do think that he's getting the short end of the stick here. I think he's in the right when it comes to this feud. I think he is in the right. Okay, so right now, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to stay silent. You can look at my expression on my face. Okay, but I'm going to play for you this interview. It's only like a minute long. I'm going to play for you this interview that Blake Lively did recently. They dug it up, okay? And you tell me whether the things that I just accused Blake Lively of doing is something that she's capable of doing, all right? You make the own. These are her own words, okay? Here we go.
Important to say, okay, I believe in this, and that's why I'm standing up for it, and that's why I'm not being difficult. And then there are other moments to go like, am I the in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing and the costume design and creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was a really strange position to be in because I felt like I don't want to just be an actor. Like I want to have more authorship.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Oh my God. Well, you heard it yourself. Okay. Clearly, Blake Lively has no problem pushing her weight around, throwing her weight around. Okay. Walking in like a boss bitch. She just admitted right there that she was hired only as an actress, and sometimes Okay, producers, directors, they don't, screenwriters, they don't like it when someone who's hired as an actress only comes in there and starts telling the crew, the director, the wardrobe department what to do. Okay, the screenwriters, all that stuff. She starts telling all of them what to do. Okay, because she's Blake Lively. Okay, you see what I mean? Okay, I think that Blake Lively, most actors are stupid. That's why they're actors. Okay, it doesn't take much brains to pretend to be somebody on camera. Okay, and she doesn't realize, okay, what she's saying when she does these interviews. Okay, she's trying to justify her own behavior, but she doesn't realize that normal people do not think like this. They don't think that, hey, just because I'm here means that I'm automatically in charge. Okay, you see what I mean? And so if you want to go along that road, like I said, I do not have no love for Justin Baldoni, but I do think that he had enough of her. Okay, I do think that she did actually try to take over this movie. Okay, and that's why we got this whole scandal. And she knew the only way she could do it, okay, is if she accused him of something horrendous in Hollywood. Me too, okay? She accused him of sexual harassment. She filed a lawsuit against him. He filed a lawsuit against the New York Times because they published a terrible article about him. And the only source they could have gotten, because of the information that was in this article, could only have come from Blake Lively. Okay, so he filed a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times. Blake Lively responded on Christmas Eve. She announced that she had just filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Once that happened, that's when Justin Baldoni set up the website where he posted all the evidence to refute all of her claims in public. Okay, he's got the receipts to prove it. And in turn, he filed a countersuit against Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively for $400 million. Okay, he's not going to take this lying down. Okay, I think he kept his mouth shut for way too long. I think men in general in Hollywood, straight men, especially straight white men in general in Hollywood, have kept their mouths shut for way the fuck too long. Okay, I think they're tired of all these false allegations of women. Not all women are like this, okay, but a lot of women see this as a power play. This is their way of getting what they want. I'm sure there was a lot of women that were successful at this, which bolsters other women to try it. Okay, to get their way, okay, by just accusing men, okay, even if it's consensual, okay, or even if nothing happened, if you accuse a man, they're automatically suspected, they're automatically considered guilty in the court of public opinion. They get fired, they get laid off pending an investigation. Meanwhile, the studio can't wait for this investigation. They got to get the cameras rolling. Okay, this is money, so they'll automatically believe her and give her what she wants. Okay, this has been going on ever since 2017. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that the sexual harassment stuff that people like Harvey Weinstein were doing was good, and I'm glad that's over. But I think it went too far one direction. It's got to go back to the middle. Okay, not everybody that is accused is guilty. Okay, in this country, you are considered innocent until proven guilty. Okay, now I know it's difficult. You can't really do that in Hollywood because Hollywood is such a public sphere. Okay, it's all about publicity. It's all about people looking at you. And when people look at you, they automatically form an opinion on you. Okay, all that can be manipulated. Okay, like for example, if someone were to accuse me, okay, of sexual harassment or something, okay, the media is going to put a picture of me up there. Okay, it's going to be a picture of me holding my son, okay, with my girlfriend, okay, all happy, okay, you know, at the park. No, they're going to show a picture of me like this. You see what I mean? So you're automatically going to look at that picture and read the article and go, oh my God, he's guilty. Oh my God, did you see? Oh my God, that guy's a sexual harasser. Okay, you see what I mean? That's how they do it. Okay, that's how they manipulate you. Okay, and whenever I thought about Blake, I never really thought about Blake Lively, but whenever I thought about her, I just saw this pretty white girl who's an actress, you know, married to Ryan Reynolds, you know, with her mole on her face. Like that, okay? And she's a girly girl, hangs out with Taylor Swift, okay? That's all I thought about her. I didn't think about her as being some sort of manipulative bitch, some prima donna cunt who goes into the movie studio and tries to take over everything, okay? And demands all this kind of crap that your average person would demand, okay? I never thought about that, but now, because of all this, now I'm thinking that. Now when I think about Blake Lively, I think of someone else. You see what I mean? And I think that it's important that people like this have attention drawn to them. Okay, because everything in Hollywood is based on your Q score. It's based on how popular you are. It's based on public opinion. Okay, now you're going to hear a lot of people like to talk about this, and I do this as well. The people say, I don't care what people think. All that matters is what you think about yourself. That is actually true. That is true. What you think about yourself is more important than what other people think, unless you're an actor. If you're an actor or you're a politician, or you know, then what people think about you, that's your bread and butter. That's your lifeline. If people think great about you, they will spend money on you, which means that the people that work for you and the studios that depend on you to bring them money, okay, they are depending on your ass. And if people like you, okay, they will bring, everybody gets money. Okay? If people don't like you, nobody gets money. Okay, you see? And then you don't get acting jobs. You see, that's how it works. That's how it works. Okay? No studio is going to promote you and promote your movie and put you on billboards, okay, and give you all the, and take pictures of you on the red carpet, okay? Okay, and have you be interviewed by everybody, okay? If you're not going to make them money. If you're not making them money, they're not going to do that for you. You see what I mean? They're not going to give you a movie to be in. So no one's going to have an excuse to interview you now because you're not in a movie. You see what I mean? That's how it works. The popularity contest. That's why they have popularity. Okay, that's why popularity is such a big thing in high school. Is to prepare you for this. Okay? Politicians, actors, celebrities, musicians. It's all a popularity contest. It is a popularity contest. Okay? That's what actors are. Whoever's winning the popularity contest is the one who's the most successful. It's not about how cool or charming they are. It's about how much money they can bring into the studios. That's capitalism. That's how it works. Okay? The only reason Blake Lively had a career is because girls, not guys like me, but girls like you watched her shit. You watched her fucking movies. You watched her interviews. You bought her fucking products. You watched her fucking TV shows. And you told yourself, I want to be like her. Because she's like, that's exactly what I want to be like. Okay? And nobody said bad things about her because the studios are going to protect her. She's making the money. But not now? Ooh, now it's a little bit different, isn't it? Now it's a little bit different. Now she's kind of been exposed for who she really is. I think a lot of you women out there are fundamentally good people. Okay? You're good people. And you're not going to follow someone if you know that they're not, that they're disingenuous. You're not going to follow someone who you know is not a good person, or at least not the kind of person that you want to be associated with. Okay? And once you realize that, I think it's going to break the spell that women like Blake Lively, that women like Taylor Swift have on you. They're human beings, okay? Just like everybody else is, okay? They're not all perfect, okay? The shit they put on the fucking movie poster for themselves, okay? Or the way they look in those ads that you look at on social media, okay? All that is manipulative. All that is contrived to get you to think favorably about them so that you'll spend money on them. That's not who they really are. Okay, perfect example. Look at Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was also one of the people that was bullying Justin Baldoni. Right there with Ryan Reynolds. And look how that turned out. Okay? She got booed at the Super Bowl. I know, I watched the Super Bowl. She got booed. She got booed. Okay? She got booed by all the men that are there, which, let's face it, football is mostly straight guys. And all the women that were there. Okay? But yet Trump was there too, and he got praised. You see what I'm talking about? The spell has been broken. Taylor Swift is not some goddess now. She's not some role model for you. Yes, she's a talented singer. I've actually read some of her lyrics, okay? And she's actually very talented. I'll give her that. She's a good singer. She can write some really good lyrics. I don't like her as a person. I don't listen to her on a regular. I think there's only one song that I like from her. That's Our Song. That's one of her earliest hits. Okay, that's the only one I've ever listened to on a regular basis. Okay, but I understand the effect that she has on women. Okay, no wonder people like Kamala Harris wanted her to endorse her, because she has a lot of sway on what women want, on what women will spend their money on, more importantly, and who they'll vote for. So we thought, but it didn't work. Despite Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris, Kamala lost by a huge margin. The majority of the country didn't want her. They wanted Donald Trump. Okay, you see what I mean? So I just tell you, Taylor Swift doesn't have the kind of pull that you thought she did. Okay, a lot of the things that you heard about Taylor Swift and about Blake Lively was stuff that was manufactured by publicity departments, by publicists, to make you believe that everybody loves them too, not just you. But it's not true. You're just being manipulated. It's a lie. It's a lie to get you to spend money on them, to make you think that these are goddesses or something that need to be worshipped, or else you're missing out. No, it's all contrived. It's all crap. And I'm glad it's being exposed for what it is. Okay? And as far as this scandal goes here with Justin Baldoni, okay, I want him to win this thing, not because I like him, like I said, but because I think he's being shafted here. Okay? And I'm glad to see finally, it's not just the men that are being exposed as being crappy people anymore. Okay? if you're gonna expose people, okay, for what they're really like in the court of public opinion, you gotta be fair. Okay, not all men are pieces of crap, and not all women are pieces of crap, okay? But they are on both sides, and it can't just be one-sided, okay? And for that, I hope Justin Baldoni wins this thing. I hope he wins this lawsuit. I know he's not going to get $400 million. He would have to prove that that if Blake Lively hadn't fucked with him, he would have made full $400 million. And he's not going to prove that. Okay, but he'll get something. At some sort of settlement or something. Because you got to remember, if they go to court, if there's actually a trial, they're going to have to go into discovery phase here, where everything's going to get exposed. Okay, and I know Blake Lively doesn't want that to come out, all right? So they're more likely they're going to settle. Okay, but we'll see what happens. Okay, it's not a light thing to accuse someone of sexual harassment, especially in a court of public opinion like this. So I'll give props to Justin Baldoni. He's got the receipts. He's refuting everything. He's not hiding anything. He's got a lot more to lose in this thing. I don't think he was sexually harassing anyone because his wife was there most of the time. Okay, while they were filming, she's in the movie. She's got a small role in the movie, and because he is such a fucking suck dick. Okay, when it comes to women, okay, if anyone thought that, if there was a picture of Justin Baldoni with a football in his hand, he would have it burned off the internet. Okay, that's how anti-masculinity he is. All right, he drank the Kool-Aid. Okay, he's trying so hard to be non-threatening to women. Okay, you see what I mean? That I think he wouldn't even look at a girl very long. All right, if he thought that he might get in trouble for it. You see what I mean? Okay, so anyway, that's just what I got to say about this. All right, I'm not going to say too much about this scandal. I think most of it's already been said. I just wanted to play you that clip. Okay, the next time we talk, we're going to start talking about the movie here. Okay, all right, because I'm ready to talk about this movie. I'm done with the scandal. I'm going to keep you updated on everything because there's new developments every day. All right, I'm sure tomorrow there'll be something else. Okay, but I want to talk about the movie now. Okay, let's talk about the movie. And if anything happens with the scandal, I'll let you know. Okay, but the next video we're gonna start talking about the movie. Okay, I want to get this damn movie out of the way. Okay, because I got a lot to say about this movie. I'm so tired of talking about this scandal. Okay, all right. I thank you for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.